all type of thing which is required. It may bring down the logistic cost of an organization by suggesting the best time and route for transporting food. It can minimize marketing expenses, etc. It can help in making public health policies, especially in the case of disasters. So that's where when Nepal disaster happened, we used hurricane forecast. That model was used in Nepal. For India also helped a lot. So it can be very useful saving in the resources in smart cities and all that. So types of data, structured data, semi-structured data, unstructured data, and there are data stream. So what is structured data? Is a common basic COBOL, HADAS, RDBMS, all these are structured data. Simple schema for structured data, you have special schema which you produce for the structured data, the data of data warehouse and nature, structure and nature and all these things which were this. So semi-structured data, usko dekhiye, ye book title science, these are the semi-structured data, is the use of tags or key value pairs. The common form of the semi-structured data produced through XML, JSON, and etc. etc. So simple semi-structured data is this: price, year, so and so. Unstructured data, large written textual data such as email data, social media data, unprocessed audio or video data, image data, mobile data, unprocessed natural speech data, unprocessed geography data. All these are unstructured data. Now, what is data stream? Data stream is characterized by sequence of data over a period of time. Such data may be structured, semi-structured, or unstructured. For example, pressure, temperature, wind direction, wind speed, etc., etc., that we take it as a structured ways. And other things are unstructured and all that. So statistical data type, there are two distinct category data and quantitative data. Category and quantitative data क्या होता है? Categorical data is used to define the category of data. For example, occupation, a person may take value of category business, salary, others, etc. So that's the type of thing. Quantitative data is numeric data which can be used to define different than do, teen, panch, etc., etc. Given variable, for example, your height can be measured using continuous scale, your thickness, your muscles, and all these things can be done. Data, measurement of scale of data. Data raw fact, for example, student data maybe include name, gender, age, height of the students, etc., qualifications and all these things. Name typically is distinguished data that tries to distinctly identify two data items, just like primary key in a database. However, the name data or any other identified data may not be useful for performing data analysis. The data such as gender, age, height may be used to answer the queries of the query. The difference in height, boys and girls at the age group 10, 15, and all these things are important. So this you go through the manual which is there with you. That manual I will show you. The manual is there. The data science MCS 2 to 6. It's very much there, so you can use it for your purpose. So that can be very helpful. So these are the some based on these characters for basic measurement scale are defined: gender, female, male, hypothetical 1 to 0 or more but less than 26, 26 or more but less than 46, 46 or more but less than 61, so on and so forth. That is the ordinal, nominal, interval, IQ, temperature of Celsius, temperature in Kelvin, and all these things. Age difference, वो सारा चीजें जो है ये sampling. In general, the size of data that is to be processed today is quite large. So it's the population in the case may be entire set of data that you may be interested. Figure 5 shows this. This is the whole data population, but you are sampling only this small data which is being produced for this. मेरी शक्ल ही नजर आती है? Okay. All right. So population sample data. Then you are saying one of the key objectives of statistics with use sample data is to determine the statistics of sample. So for example, sample mean, sample standard deviation, population mean, population standard deviation, so that you have large number of data. Out of that you take the sample. That's what we saw. For example, this is a large data. Out of that, you are taken sample, and then you take the arithmetic mean, standard deviation of the sample as well as whole. So you compare this and all that. So that population mean, population standard deviation, population size, and all that. This is different kind of analysis that can be performed on data. So your progress is there. So that's why basic method of data analysis can be. Because basic thing is you have collected the data. Now you need to analyze it. The data for data science is obtained from several data sources. This data is first cleaned of error, duplication, aggregated, and presented in a form that can be analyzed by various methods. In this section, we define some of the basic methods used for analyzing data: descriptive analysis, explanatory data analysis, and inferential data analysis. These are the three types of analysis which we are going to describe. Descriptive analysis is uh, female, male, height, this and all that. Consider the data given the following figure 6. Show the summary of the category of data and the figure. So these summaries may include different statistical values of certain graphs and different types of data are described using this. So these are the male, female, and all that, gender, this, all this, and then you have a pie chart which is like this: female is this, male is this. So, for example, you say Kerala, there are more female than male. Haryana, there are more male than female, and so on and so forth. The height is quantitative variable. Describe the set, and Haryana has produced more Olympians than any other state because ladies have been wrestlers, ladies have been marksmen, निशानेबाजी सब चीजों में आगे बढ़ते हैं. So these are the find the mean and median of the following data, and so you can find the mean and median that you know all this, you know the standard deviation, how to calculate, and all these things. No, I don't have to. The possible graph data distribution. Yeah, this is a mean, this is mean, this is median, and this is mode. That's the maximum. This mean, but if there is a symmetrical curve, then mean, median, mode are same. इसमें मीन मीडियम मोड ये बन जाता है. सो इन दिस मोड इज देयर मीन मीडियन, और यूनिफॉर्म कर्व में मीन मीडियन मोड आर सेम. So that's the type of thing. So minimum, maximum, and all these things you can say the dispersion kitna hai, how far their variation of the data is there, that IQR this. So measure of spread or variability again can be seen. So exploratory analysis, second one is exploratory data analysis was suggested by John Turkey of Princeton University in 1960. So that's what it says. As a first step, you may perform the description of various categorical and qualitative variable of your data. Such information is very useful. For example, determine the suitability of data for the purpose of analysis. For quantitative data, you may create frequency table. For quantitative data, you may compute the mean, median, standard deviation, skewness, and kurtosis. This you would have learned in your 10 plus 2 or in BCA. So that's where I go fast. So scatter plot and all these things you can do that. So this is the high data. So that's the feminine. This is the male. So female का height कम होती है, male की ज़्यादा होती है, but sometimes it may be different. So that's some female husband wife may be taller than the husband, and in most cases wife is shorter than the husband. So inferential analysis, that's the third type of this. So that's what univariate analysis, bivariate and chi-square test, two sample t-test, ANOVA, one-way test to difference between the mean of more than two variables of the group of data. Then F-test, it can be used to determine the equality of variance. These are all the tests. Z-test or t-test to determine if computed value of the mean or sample can be applicable for the population and related. आप population और sample का ध्यान करिए. तो जैसे हमने बताया था, वो सर्कल में population थी और दो तीन पॉइंट जो लिए थे वो sample ही थे. To test the relationship between two category variable or group data, that is chi-square test. T-test is to test the difference between the mean of two variables or group of data. And ANOVA test is to test the difference in mean of more than two variables or group of data. F-test is it can be used to determine the equality of variance of two or more group data. Correlation analysis determine the strength of the relationship between two variables. Regression analysis examines the dependence of one variable over the set of the independent variable. Decision tree is supervised learning used for classification, and clustering is non-supervised learning. These are some of the tools of the data which are there. So figure 10 shows all the things. You can say figure 10 is here. Here, this is figure 10. So these are important things. Introduction to data science, predictive analysis with the availability large amount of data, advanced algorithm for mining. माइनिंग क्या होता है? डेटा को माइन करना है, डेटा को कलेक्ट करना है. The predictive analysis are today used tools for artificial intelligence, machine learning, data mining, data stream processing, data modeling, etc. to make prediction for strategic planning and policies of the organization. The predictive analysis is very, very important. For example, in the healthcare industry, predictive analysis may be used to determine the support for public health infrastructure. You use health data, advanced in artificial intelligence, data modeling, machine learning has also led to prescriptive analysis. So prescriptive analysis aims to take prediction one step forward and suggest solution to the present and future issues. So these are beyond the scope of this, but you will study it in the artificial intelligence and machine learning process, which is your next paper, which I'll take it in the afternoon. In common misconception of data analysis, see, correlation is not causation. Correlation analysis establishes relations between two variables. For example, consider three variables, namely attendance of student, marks obtained by student, and weekly hours spent by student for study. While analyzing data, you found that there is a strong correlation between the variable attend and mark. However, does it really mean that higher attendance causes students to obtain better marks? There is another possibility that both study and marks as well as study and attend are correlated. A motivated student may be spending higher number of hours at home, which may lead to better marks. So all these are simple. Thus, the correlation between study to marks and study to attend result is non-existing correlation attend to marks. So this situation is shown in figure 13. Figure 13, yeah. So this is a correlation does not mean causation. So attend, marks, they study, cause this, all this. These are not causation. This is a study and marks. Attend, no. Attend and marks are not related. But study and causes marks, that's important. So Simpson paradox, this result of the universities. So university 1, university 2, student passed this, passed percentage this, student failed this, total this. So as you may observe from this data that university U2 is performing better than U1. But however, during a detailed data inspection, it was noted that both the university were running basic adult literacy program, which in general has a slightly poor result. In addition, the data of the literacy program is to be completely separated. And therefore, the data for the university would be U1, U2, 1480, this. So field is this, so U2 is better. Both this. So here U1, U2, here 96, 20, this, but this is better. So you may observe that due to additional grouping due to adult literacy program, U1 is performing better than U2. Here, for example, U1 is performing better than U2. Here, U1 is not performing better than U2, but U2 is performing better than U1. So that's what so application of data science, application uses similarity analysis, spam detection. आपकी ईमेल आती है उसमें जो ईमेल स्पैम में भेजनी है वो डिटेक्ट की जाते हैं. फाइनेंशियल फ्रॉड, क्रेडिट कार्ड फ्रॉड, ऑल टाइप ऑफ थिंग. आपके बैंक से कोई आपका रुपया निकलवा रहा है, जहाँ आपने कोई गलत काम करा है, जहाँ आपका क्रेडिट कार्ड किसी ने चोरी कर लिया है, या क्रेडिट कार्ड नंबर चोरी कर लिया है. Basic principle is once again to classify the transaction as safe or unsafe transaction based on various parameters of the transaction. Okay, so recommendation of product. Several e-commerce companies have the data of your buying pattern. So उससे भी आपको पता लगता है कि कौन सी product which is better. So don't go by what they recommend, but go by what your artificial intelligence programs or your data analysis shows. आप मूवी देखना चाहते हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल दिल्ली में आपके एरिया में 15 मूवी लगी हुई है, बट यू हैव टाइम फॉर वन मूवी. विच मूवी यू सी द रिव्यूज, यू सी कॉमन परसेप्ट क्या है, फ्रॉम दिस यू से और हीरो हीरोइन कौन है, कौन से करेक्टर्स है, कौन से थीम पर काम कर रहे हैं. On that basis, you can select which movie you will see, so that you are able to save money as well as time. So these are the things, very thing. Even you are to buy a dress, so you again see which dress you should buy. So all these things, फैशन ट्रेड, दिस कोई फैशन आप फैशन के लिए बना रहे हो, तो कौन कौन सा फैशनर जो है किस नेम पर फैशन आप टैग लगाना चाहते हो, because with their name the price of the product goes much higher, so how much money you want to spend on it. So that type of thing which you say. So these are the things which are helpful for application of the similarity analysis. So application related to web searching. Web searching से क्या आप finding content on the web more effectively, कैसे web को interesting बनाना है. These are the things, again data science helps in this. Healthcare system में which medicine, what are your deformities, what are the problems, how the things are there. So अगर आपको कुछ feeling होती है, उसके लिए आप कई questions raise कर सकते हो, कहाँ कहाँ से जाता है. Is it happening here? Is it related to your kidney? Is it related to your heart? Is it related to your stomach? All these things can be seen and then get it checked up. That's because you don't have to go through all the analysis by the doctor, but you can do it yourself also. But still, it's important that you get the analysis done by doctors. Application related to transport sector. These application may it's the possibility of finding best route. जैसे मैंने बताया था, एयर रूट, दिस रूट, कौन सा रूट पसंद करोगे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल फ्रॉम गोइंग फ्रॉम दिल्ली टू न्यूयॉर्क, विच रूट you should take. Should you go by east, you go by west, but the route you should go, which is cheaper, which is more economical, which is less time taking. So all these things are important. So in general, data science can be used for benefit of society. So data science life cycle. So far we have discussed about various aspects of data science. In this life cycle क्या होता है, about analysis phase. The first and foremost step of data science project would be to identify the objectives of data science project. Identification of the objectives is also coupled with the study of benefits of the project. So data collection and preparation phase मैंने बता दिया है. Data descriptive data analysis, data modeling and model testing. Next, a number of data models based on the data are developed. All these data models are then tested for their validity, model deployment and refinement and all that. Then a data science project follows a spiral of development. This is the data science project requirement analysis, data collection and preparation, data descriptive data analysis, data modeling and model testing, model deployment, and this and that's the, this is the cycle which is used. This is life cycle of the data. So a simple life cycle of data science and all that. So this makes your first unit over. So you can see the summary. The unit introduces basic statistical analytical data and so on and so forth. So these are the things which you have studied and all that. Check progress. You can check progress 3 and see that. And then we go to portability and statistics for the data science. Are you okay? Shall I go on or I wait for 2-3 minutes? Yes? Shall I continue?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Sure, sir, continue.
Portability and statistics for the data science. So this is the conditional probability Bayes theorem, variable and basic distribution, binomial distribution, probability distribution and continuous random variable, normal distribution, distribution and central time, hypothesis testing, estimation of parameters, significant testing, example using correlation and regression, and type of error in hypothesis testing. So the previous unit, this block, we were introduced to the basic concept, and now we do the unit also introduced to the concept of sampling, distribution, and central limit theorem. So they compute the conditional probability of events, use Bayes theorem in problem solving, explain the concept of random variable, explain the characteristics of binomial and normal distribution, describe the sample distribution and central limit theorem, and state the statistical hypothesis and perform significant testing. So that's the probability. You know what is the probability? Number of outcome in the set of all possible outcome that result in event E, and number of outcome in the set of all possible outcomes. For example, you have a dice which has six, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When you throw, you can have, there is a 1 by 6 chance of having 6. 1 by 6 chance is having 2. So if you have two dice, then you have double. So that's a 1 by 6 by 1 by 6, 1 by 36. So that type of thing which will happen. In the equation above, the set of possible outcome is possible. Okay, a fair die having six equal likely outcome is to be thrown, then what is sample space 1? An invented AI die shows 2, then outcome A is 2, and probability of this is 1 by 6. An event B die shows odd phase, then event B is 135, and probability of event B is PB 3 by 6, because 3 events है और 6 down हो जाता है. So that type of thing which is done by complete analysis, probability analysis हो जाते हैं. So the union of event कर सकते हो कि event A and B would be 1, 2, 3, 5. Therefore, the probability the event A or B, even B occurred, that is equal to P A or B 4 by 6, 2 by 3, and so on. So the whereas the union events are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Therefore, P B union C is 6 by 6 is 1, because all 6 का हो सकता है. So it is 1. So that type of thing which, so P A union B, P A plus P B minus P A and B. This is add, this is union. So these are the type of thing which you can always work out. So these are the all the disjoint events देख सकते हो and joint events देख सकते हो. So conditional probability is defined by the probability of occurrence of an event. When another event has occurred, conditional probability addresses the following question. Given two events X and Y with probability of occurrence Px and Py respectively, what would be the probability of occurrence X if the other event Y has actually occurred? So let us analyze the problem further. Since the event Y has already occurred, therefore sample space reduces the sample space event of Y. In addition, the possible outcome from the occurrence of X could be the occurrence at the intersection of X and Y. This is the intersection. That's the where the this is the space variation. So X, which is part of this. So this is show the with the help of Venn diagram. So conditional probability of event A given that event B has occurred. So this is Pxy by is Px and Y and Py, because Y has already occurred. So probability Y. So that type of thing which is done. So probability and statistics of the data science. Pa by C is P and C PC 1 by 6 upon 1 by 2, 1 by 3, because this is 1 by 6, this is 1 by 2, and so 1 by 3. So this is a, you can see this, these are the Bayes theorem. Bayes theorem is one of the important theorem which deals with the conditional probability. Mathematically, Bayes theorem can be written Pxy into Py is equal to Py by x this, or Pxy is equal to Py by x into Px upon Py. That's what we had done earlier. So this is what the thing is. So assume that you have two bags, namely bag A and bag B. Bag A contains 5 green and 5 red balls, whereas bag B contains 3 green and 7 red balls. Assume that you have drawn a red ball. What is the probability that this red ball is drawn from bag B? So in this example, let the event X be drawing a red ball. The probability of drawing a red ball can be computed as 4. You may select a bag and then draw a ball. Therefore, the probability will be computed as probability of selection of bag A into probability of selection of red ball in bag A plus probability of selection of bag B into probability of selection of red ball B. Now, red ball कितने हैं उसको देख लो. तो इसमें red ball is 1 by 2 into 5, 1 by 2 into 7. So this is the probability. So 1 by 2 into 5 by 10, 1 by 2 into 7 by 10, that makes 3 by per. So let the event Y be selection of bag B from the two bags, assuming equally likely selection of bags. Therefore, P bag B is 1 by 2. If bag B is selected, then the probability of drawing red ball is 7 by 10. As being bag has already been selected, it has 3 green and 7 red balls. So on. So depends upon which is there 7 by 12, 1 by 2. All these things are there, which is done. So is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Random variable and basic distribution. So in statistics, in general, you perform random experiments to study particular characteristics of problem situation. These random experiments, which are performed in almost identical experimental setup and environment, determine the attributes or factors that may be related to the problem situation. Consider you want to define the characteristics of random experiment. So number of heads, say head, tail, head, tail, head, tail, head. So these are the all the possibilities. So using the data figure 2, you can create the following frequency table. This is the frequency table 1 by 8, 3 by 8, because this is uh, 3 by 8, 2 by 8. This is x is 0, x is 0, uh, frequency is 1, 1 by 8. क्या हुआ? Use the data can create the following frequency table, which can also be converted to probability. Okay, okay, frequency is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, all right. So this is 3 head has occurred only once. That is 1 by 8. This has occurred at 2 head. This is 2 head, 2 head. So 1, 2, 3. So this is 3 by 8. Then एक हेड टू हेड टू हेड थ्री अच्छा टू टीज this is two T's, this is two T's, this is two T, this is three again. So 3 by 8. And all T's, there is only one. So 1 by 8. So that's how the probability has been calculated, frequency has been calculated, and sum of all px is equal to 1. So that's all. Is it clear? Discrete random variable, continuous random variable, that's how this has been done. So this is the graph shown. This is 1, 2, 3, and all these things. So that's the probability distribution of discrete random variable x, number of heads in 3 tosses on the coil. So these are the type of things. Now binomial distribution, binomial distribution and discrete distribution, it shows that the probability of distribution of discrete random variable, the binomial distribution involves an experiment involving Bernoulli's trail, which has the following: a number of trails are conducted, say n. There can be only two possible outcome trails, successful or unsuccessful. Each trail is independent of all other. The probability of the outcome success as well as the failure is same. So this is the find equation. This NCR n factorial upon r factorial into n minus r factorial. This is the computed using the combination formula. So these are the all the values which are but and finally the mean and standard deviation of binomial distribution for n trials, each having a probability success as S can be defined using the following formula. ये फार्मूला लगा के उसको कैलकुलेट किया जा सकता है. Probability distribution of continuous random number, ये these are the things can be there. Histogram बना के उसमें हाइट 100 स्टूडेंट्स की, यहाँ मैक्सिमम स्टूडेंट्स आते हैं, 27 स्टूडेंट है, 14 14 11 8 11 6, so on so forth. So normal distribution, so this normal distribution is, this is normal distribution where mean, median, mode are same. Okay, so that's mu minus sigma, mu plus sigma, mu, and that is 68%, 95%, 99.97%. This is the this portion of the curve is from here to here is up to 99.7%. From here to here, minus 2 sigma to plus 2 sigma is 95%, minus 1 sigma to plus 1 sigma is 68%. So that type of thing, you get the question. So area under the curve, so this u plus 1.3 sigma, you get u plus sigma and all these things. So all these things are simple there. Yeah, this you should have done in BCA, sure. So that sample theory and all these things you can do. Standard deviation, all these things. So these are the various curves you can do it. Statistical hypothesis testing, आप जैसे वो चाई टेस्ट टी टेस्ट एफ टेस्ट लगाया था इस तरह ये लगाते हैं. For the in general statistical analysis is really used in two situations to determine if student of class 12 plays some sports. Okay, of these 405 students that they play some sport, using this information can infer their students of class 12 give less importance to sports. So, uh, out of 1,000 students, of these 405 students stated that they play some sports, so that less than half play sports. In order to study the effect of sports on performance of class 12, so you see 1,000 students hours spent by sports students in sports and all that. But now people are spending more time in sports because that is given the culture of better studies. One of the simplest way to estimate the parameter value as a point estimation, key characteristics of this estimate should be that it should be unbiased, such as mean or median that lies toward the center of the data and should have a small standard deviation as far as possible. So that type of thing, these are the type of thing which you can do. You can see standard error is p into 1 minus p upon n under root. So this is what you can say standard error is 0.016. So that type of thing you can see the calculation and see the formula. You can significant testing of statistical hypothesis. So we'll discuss about how to test the statement S2 given in section 2.5. A number of experimental studies are conducted in statistics with the object to infer testing precondition on data prior to performing testing, making the statistical hypothesis, null hypothesis, and alternative hypothesis. Null hypothesis either defines a particular value for the parameter specifying there is no difference or no change in the specification. Alternative hypothesis specify the value of the difference in parameters. It is represented either H1 or H2. H1 or HA. We use the convention HA. For example, for the statement S2 of section 2.10, two options would be there is no effect of our study on the marks percentage of 12th class. The marks of class 12 improves with the hour study of the student. So these are the two things. No effect of our study, but improves by the hour study. So these are the various types. Perform the various desired statistical analysis so you can do then do all the things. And that's a scatter plots of weekly study hours. कैसे कैसे आर वीकली स्टडी आवर्स कितने स्टडी करते हैं आर कितने स्टडी करते हैं मार्क्स परसेंटेज ये वाई एक्सिस में है एक्स में number of study hours है ये this is the marks, this is the study hours. So you can see that example using correlation and regression. So correlation and regression से भी आप कर सकते हो. So correlation coefficient आपको पता है क्या होता है. So that is what you should do, and then you work. This is the correlation coefficient, and then you can see R square, adjusted R square, standard errors, and all these things. Observation is 10 million. So these are the type of thing you can say. This regression से क्या होता है, residual से क्या होता है, all these things can be taken care of. Weekly study hours, line fit, ये ऐसे बना लिया है. Linear predicted marks percentage increases with the number of study hours increasing. So marks is increasing as you increase the study hours. Type of errors in hypothesis testing. Null hypothesis, उसके अप्लाई करके उसमें देखें एक्चुअल सिनेरियो एच जो इज ट्रू एच वाज false either false है या truth है. So that's type of thing. So these are the type of the summary. So unit introduces you to basic probability and statistical analysis. So these are the type of things which are important. And this unit is a smaller unit, so which you could see the hypothesis testing, and then you can null hypothesis, and then you can see this. So that covers up unit 2. Now we have to go to the unit 3. These are various questions which you can check. This is data preparation for analysis, because that's डेटा कैप्चर कर लिया, डेटा प्रेपरेशन करना है, उसके लिए भी आपको मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. So that's introduction, objective, need of data preparation, data pre-processing, data cleaning, data integration, data reduction, data transformation. रिडक्शन क्यों करना है वो भी देखेंगे. सिलेक्शन एंड डेटा एक्सट्रैक्शन, डेटा क्यूरेशन क्यों क्यूरेट करना चाहते हो डेटा को, स्टेप ऑफ डेटा क्यूरेशन, इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ डेटा क्यूरेशन, डेटा इंटीग्रेशन क्यों करना चाहते हो, और डेटा इंटीग्रेशन अप्रोचेस, नॉलेज डिस्कवरी, दैट्स मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट. दैट इज डेटा से इंफॉर्मेशन क्रिएट करते हैं, इंफॉर्मेशन से नॉलेज डिस्कवरी करते हैं, नॉलेज से हमारा विजडम होता है. दैट्स द सीक्वेंस. डेटा से एनालिसिस करके हम इंफॉर्मेशन क्रिएट करते हैं, इंफॉर्मेशन से नॉलेज डिस्कवरी करते हैं, नॉलेज से हम विजडम बनाते हैं. सो दैट्स द डेटा, information, knowledge, and wisdom. That's the type of thing. In the previous block, you are introduced to the basic concept of conditional probability, Bayes theorem, and probability distribution, binomial normal distribution. All these have been done. So, mean data quality, data processing, data pre-processing, data selection and extraction, data integration, and knowledge discovery. So, need for data preparation. So, because data is structured, semi-structured, unstructured. So all the type of data is available. So key source for businesses data is to be processed to create information. Information is integrated to create knowledge. So that is what we say. Data से information मिलता है, information से knowledge मिलता है. Since knowledge is power, it has evolved into modern currency, which is valued and traded between parties. So that's where data has become important, because data से आप information create करते हो और वहाँ से knowledge create करते हो. Everyone wants to discuss the knowledge and benefit they can gain from the data. Data is one of the most significant resource available, and so on and so forth. So that's where from basic concept is data, information, knowledge, and wisdom. Data consumer, that is data quality, completeness, accuracy, timeliness, consistency, validity and uniqueness. अगर आपको वेदर फोरकास्ट आप देते हैं, 24 आवर वेदर फोरकास्ट टेक्स अबाउट 24 आवर्स, तो उसका कोई फायदा नहीं है. You should get the 24-hour forecast at least 15 hours earlier or 20 hours earlier. If you don't get that, then it is not a valid, it's not an important thing. So, because that is a only summarizing what is happening. So, that's it. So, अगर आप earthquake forecast कर सकते हो, which is at the moment not possible, only you can talk of probability of forecast. But that's where, if you can forecast, that's a wonderful thing. But you can't forecast that. A hurricane, cyclone, you can forecast that it has become and which direction it will move, but still you cannot pinpoint which station it will hit. You can say between this and this station it will hit and all that. So that again is a most important thing, but you can't say it will hit Bhubaneswar only, something like that. So that's why the data quality, this and all that, accuracy, completeness, consistency. Timeliness, data that is timely is readily available whenever it is needed. So अगर आपको पता होना चाहिए कि मच्छर कहाँ पैदा होते हैं, you should know where are the things available, then you can go and throw some kerosene oil, throw some insecticides and all these things. The timeliness factor is very important. You should know in time that where those mosquitoes are there, where those disease creating agents are there. Uniqueness. Uniqueness is defined as the lack of duplicate or redundant data across all data sets. The collection should contain zero duplicate record. Validity data must be obtained in compliance with the firm's defined business policies and guidelines. The data should adhere to the appropriate recognized format. For example, see, when I was posted to at the airport, and I found the person was recording everything in inches, whereas we were recording everything in millibars and all these things. So whatever was given, he was thinking it is given in inches, so that way he overshot, and uh, accident was there, but people saved. So that's where when he said, I thought it was inches or something like that. That again, somebody is giving in milliards, somebody is given in inches, somebody is giving in 1 unit, somebody is given in meters, somebody is giving in feet. So meter and feet are very different. 1 meter is equivalent to more than 3 feet. So that's where the problem comes. अगर मीटर में कहा है वो फीट में कहा है तो प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा. So still the aircraft will overshoot and all that. That type of things are there. So you should be very careful what unit you are using. Validity should be there. Three characteristics of data quality, accuracy, and completeness and consistency are highlighted in the paragraph above. Large database and data warehouses. Now, data कैसे आता है, कहाँ से आता है? So, because even data is there, you are using Spanish word or French word or Sanskrit word, I don't know. But whatever you are using, some code, code you are giving. So your Spanish you are doing. You are trying to send some armed forces को बम्बार्ड करना चाहते हो या कुछ भी करना चाहते हो उसको यू कांट से बम्बार्ड द आर्म फोर्सेस यू विल पुट सम spying word which your counterpart will understand but you will not understand. So that's where you have to understand what is being said about it. So incomplete data caused by variety of circumstances, certain properties such as customer information for sale transaction might not always be accessible. It's likely to, because some data you have to create, so that uh, data is shortage is not there. Some missing data you have to create, either taking the mean of the previous data or something like that, or you have to omit that. There, you have to take some decisions for that. For example, the data which did not match the previously stored data was eliminated. अगर वो नहीं मैच करता तो eliminate कर दो. अगर मैच करता है उसको यूज करो. Furthermore, it is likely the data's past alteration or histories were not documented. In particular, for tuples with missing value for some property, it could be required to infer missing data. So, data pre-processing. So pre-processing is the process of taking raw data and turning it to information that may be used. So this is what data is pre-processing, data cleaning, data integration, data transformation, data reduction. So data, what is data cleaning? Data cleaning is an essential step in data pre-processing. It's also referred to as scrubbing. It is crucial for construction of good model. The step that is required but frequently overlooked by everyone is data cleaning. Real world data typically exhibit incompleteness, noise, and inconsistency. In addition to addressing discrepancy, this task entails filing in missing numbers and all these things. So missing values, consider you need to study customer, ignore the tuple, manually enter the omitted value, fill up the blank with global constant, fill the missing values and all that. For all samples that belong to the same class as the specific tuple, use the mean of median, mean or median use karo. Fill in the blanks with the value that's most likely to be there, either mean value or median value, some value you have to put because missing data ko this. Noise data ka, noise is a variance or random error in measuring quality because आपके इंस्ट्रूमेंट में प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है. It's not measuring the data properly. It is possible to recognize outliers, which might be noise, implying tools for data visualization and basic structure. This meaning techniques smooth sorted data value by looking at their neighborhood कि neighbor में कैसा दिस है. But एक दफा long time back I analyzed rainfall data of Delhi. Delhi में there were so many observatories and I found data is very different. सफदरजंग रेनफॉल इज डिफरेंट देन जो पहाड़ी की रेनफॉल है और दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी रेनफॉल इज डिफरेंट देन Palam's rainfall. So all these were, so you could analyze almost like whole stuff because you could use single value as its value for Delhi because Delhi is a huge area but having a different values of rainfall. So that's where proper analysis need to be done. Contain three number for this average of these three number is this, so on and so forth. Regression is a method of adjusting the data value to a function. Simple regression, outer regression, all these things are there. Outlier analysis, clustering, for instance, the grouping of comparable values into clusters. That's also important. Data discretization, a data transformation and data reduction technique is an extensively used data smoothing technique. The number of distinct values for each property is decreased. For instance, using the binning approaches previously discussed, this function as a form of data and so on and so forth. Lowly priced, moderately priced, and expensive category. So steps for data cleaning, remove duplicate or irrelevant observation, fix structure error, managing unwanted outliers. Handling missing data. Missing data is a deceptively difficult issue in machine learning. We cannot just ignore or remove the missing observation. किसी दिन कोई ऑब्जर्वेशन नहीं ली जाओ प्रॉपर नहीं हुई तो दिस दे मस्ट बी केयरफुली ट्रीटेड since they can indicate a serious problem. Data gaps resemble puzzle pieces that are missing. Dropping it is equivalent to denying that the puzzle slot is there. It is like trying to put a piece from another puzzle into the one. So that's where. So instead of just filling it in with mean, you can effectively let the computer choose the appropriate constant to account for meaning missingness by using the flagging and filtering methods. So validate and question answer this quality assurance. You should be able to respond to this, inspire this. Does the data box make sense? Does the data abide by the regulation? Does it support or refute your hypothesis? Can you see patterns? So on and so forth. Method data clean, ignore the tuplet, fill in the missing value, binning method, regression, clustering, which we have done. Data integration, which we did, entity identification problem, and redundancy and correlation analysis, tuple duplication, data value conflict detection and resolution. These are some of the methods. Data reduction, that is important. In this phase, data is trimmed. The number of records, attributes, or dimensions can be reduced. When reducing data, one should keep in mind that the outcome from the reduced data should be identical to those from the original data. Consider that you have chosen some data for analysis from ABC company's data analysis and mining can be time consuming, rendering such a study impractical or unfeasible. Techniques for data reduction can be applied to create condensed version of the data set that is considerably smaller while meticulously retaining the integrity of the original data. So, ओरिजिनल डेटा को आप थ्रो नहीं कर सकते लेकिन उससे कई कुछ बना सकते हो इन अदर वर्ड माइनिंग द स्मॉलर डेटा सेट should yield more useful results while effectively yielding the same analytical outcome. The section begins with an overview of the data reduction techniques and then delves deeper into the specific procedure. Data compression, dimensionality reduction, and numerosity reduction are all methods of data reduction. Is it you are understanding? You are with me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Are you tired or are you? Because I have to again take another class at 2 o'clock of uh, artificial intelligence and data mining. Okay?
Okay.
So that you can have your lunch at 1 o'clock and be ready for 2 o'clock class. Okay? Uh, so dimensionality reduction, numerosity reduction, all these you can read this. Transformation, data transformation, smoothing, attribute construction, aggregation, normalization, discretization, concept hierarchy, all these are there. So selection and data extraction, the process of choosing the best data source, that is important. You should be able to get data selection issues, कैसे select करना है, choosing data, researcher should be conscious of few things, कौन सा data कहाँ use करना है, और ये जो unstructured data को कैसे proper करना है. Researchers get data from people that may be qualitative, such as by studying child rearing techniques, so field notes, journals, and all these things. Laboratory say what is research question. So all these things are data extraction. कैसे करना है? This are important things, but this you can just go through that. Alter Monarch is a desktop-based self-service and doesn't require any programming. It can link to the various data sources, etc., etc. Clipper is the processing of contracts, invoices, receipts, and passport can be done using the cloud with Clip. So these are the type of thing. Data curation now. The curation is creating, organizing, and managing data. That's important. Curation is creating, organizing, and managing data. How you create it, you organize it, and manage it so that people looking for information can access and use them. That's it. Business intelligence के लिए, analysis application के लिए, all these are important things. So, so data curation is a step in larger data management process that help prepare data sets for uses in business intelligence and analytical application. So this is step two, data curation, data preparation for analysis. These are the numerous tasks involved in creating curating data set, which can be divided into the following main steps. That's the data that will require for the proposed analytical application should be determined. Map the data set and note the metadata that goes with them. Collect the data set. The data should be ingested into a system, a data lake, a data warehouse. Clean the data, remove abnormality, model, organize, transfer to make the data set accessible, etc. Maintain and manage the data. All these things are there. Importance of data curation. The following are the reason for performing data curation. Help to organize pre-existing data for a corporation. So all these you can study. Connect professionals. High quality data typically makes data easy to understand, allow for higher cost and time efficiency. That's what. So data अब integration कर लेते हैं. Data integration creates coherent data storage by combining data from several sources. Smooth data integration is facilitated by resolution of semantic heterogeneity, metadata, correlation analysis, and so on and so forth. So data integration techniques, you can say manual integration. When integrating data, this technique avoids implying automation. And middleware integration, data from many sources are combined, normalized, and stored in final data set. Application-based integration to extract, transfer, and load data from various sources. It uses software application. So this is the third one. This is the manual integration, then middleware integration. It doesn't use software, but the application-based integration use software. Data integration approaches. There are two basic data integration approaches. These are tight coupling. It combines data from many sources into single physical location, extraction, transformation, and loading (ETL), and loose coupling. The real source database are the most efficient places to store and all that. So now comes the final thing from your knowledge discovery. So knowledge discovery is KDD, is obtaining this well-known knowledge discovery method includes several processes: marketing, fraud detection, telecommunication, and manufacture are some of the key KDD application area. In the last 10 years, the KDD processes has reached its pinnacle, inducing learning, Bayesian statistics, semantic queries, optimization, knowledge acquisition for expert system. You know, expert system is also AI job, and information theory are just a few of the numerous discovery related methodology it can be used. Extraction of high level knowledge from low level data is the ultimate objective. From low data, you get the knowledge discovery is the best thing. So steps for knowledge discovery: developing an understanding of the application domain. Knowledge discovery starts with this preliminary step. It established the framework for selecting the best course of action and all that. So the individuals in charge of a knowledge discovery project need to be aware of the end user goal. क्या करना चाहते हैं? अगर fraud detection करना चाहते हो, तो क्या करना चाहते हो? You want to use it for implementation or use for this? What do you want to use for that? That's important. Selecting and producing the data set that will be used for discovery, pre-processing and cleaning, data transformation, prediction and description. The decision to use classification, regression, clustering, or any other method can now be made. Mostly this uses KDD objective and decision made the earlier thing, knowledge discoveries and all that. So the fundamental premise or indicated technique is to that prepared model holds true, for example, that follows. Deciding on knowledge discovery algorithm. We now choose the strategy. कैसा algorithm कैसा use करना चाहिए? So, which look for patterns. There are numerous ways that each this you will study more also in machine learning method pattern recognitions and all that. Utilizing data analysis algorithm. Finally, the data analysis algorithm is put into practice. The approach might need to be applied several times before producing a suitable this. Then evaluate this and all that. So this makes your today's lecture schedule for data science over, and you can relax. You have it is 12:17, so you can have 1 hour 15 minutes, 1 hour half, 1.5 hours until you have any question, please. Any question? Any question out of these 3 units? Any question, please? No? You will read it and tomorrow you will ask questions, right? Yes? अरे भी बोलो. Yes?
Yes, sir.
So you will ask question tomorrow. Okay then. Then we'll meet at 2 o'clock again
Okay,
for
sir.
machine learning and artificial intelligence. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All the best.
Thank you. Bye bye.